Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
Podcast.
Kevin's eyes look insane, but he's got new hair. Virginia is a witch and she farts in her chair. Jason is a spaz who's got an old man's ass. Welcome to the After the Show Podcast.
Hello, it is KVJ After the Show Podcast for your Wednesday. Welcome, everybody. Good to have you all here.
Good to have you here. Enough about us. Let's talk more about you.
Okay, let's do it.
What are you doing this holiday? I know you were originally one plan, and then there was a talk of a different plan. What are you doing?
Well, we're kicking around some ideas about what to do, and I think probably for a lot of people, the whole COVID thing makes everything a little bit more difficult, and you got to try to figure out and work around it. You know, I got one kid that is in Atlanta, and so we're trying to figure out what's going on because he's got guidelines with where he goes, and then my wife has a school job, and she's got guidelines with where she goes and what she does.
Are you guys leaving?
Well, we're trying to right now figure out what the restrictions impose to see who's going where, who's doing what. And, you know, a lot of these places, if you go anywhere, you can't come back to your work unless you got a negative test. You know, and so that seems like it's the way it is for my son and for my wife. So I don't know what we're going to do.
Do you guys ever leave fun messages to Colin? Georgia, because he's in Georgia.
Yeah,
Georgia on my mind.
Yeah,
Colin,
I know
you're
what
on
you're
my
saying.
mind.
Yeah, not one time.
Do you guys only plan to have peach pie at Thanksgiving as a homage to Georgia?
Oh, I got you. Yeah.
I love it. That's a good question.
Yeah.
I know you're making fun of me, but I love it.
I know you're making fun of me, so screw you. But yes, Kevin, answer the question.
Yeah.
I just saw the FDA approved a rapid test that can be performed at home. Now, I already heard about the black market test, so how easy is it going to be to fudge this? Because the situation like what my family's going through, that's why you need this. If we had an FDA-approved rapid test that we could go to Atlanta or my son could come here, and then when he goes back, you could take it into your job and say, just took a COVID test and I'm negative, so I'm good to be here.
Booyah.
Because otherwise people were having to quarantine. And, you know, most people are like, okay, I'm not going to be able to see family because I can't take 10 to 14 days when I get back to not go do what I got to do.
Booyah.
Yeah.
We got to bring that back, by the way.
I never let it die.
You did. You brought it back a long time ago, and then you don't say it no more. Booyah needs to come back. After you say like a funny quip, booyah, Kevin.
Yeah, it's like a verbal mic drop.
It is really kind of like a...
You can't see a mic drop, so you need a verbal mic drop.
It's the mic drop nobody asked for.
Yeah.
I'm asking for
I'm
it
okay
right
with
now.
it.
Yeah, this turkey is asking for it. It's jive turkey.
Yeah, you're about a beer in, though. So that's when the judgment starts to go out the window.
Good potent beer.
Such a lightweight. I feel so relaxed right now.
Yeah. It's fun, isn't it?
He makes me
Just a
want
little bit, yeah.
He makes me want to drink.
Drinking's fun.
Look, I'm not trying to do you. Do you?
What?
I don't know.
Did you just say?
I'm not.
Not trying to do you?
I'm not trying to do you? I hope not.
No, I meant do you, Mama.
I'm a married woman.
Yeah, I shouldn't talk that much.
Drink.
You said you went home and ravaged that snack mix you brought in yesterday and tried to pawn off from Virginia so you wouldn't eat it?
I tried to give it to y'all. No one would take it, so I took it home and I ate every fucking nut.
You ate all that trail mix?
Except for the healthy one. I ate all of the bad shit. I did the math, and I'm no mathlete, but according to my numbers, I ate over 2,000 calories in trail mix yesterday.
Oh my gosh.
That's just the trail mix. I also ordered Tijuana Flats last night.
Oh, that's
Tijuana
good too.
Fats?
I'm fucking up again.
You're back.
I'm trying
you're on
not
the fun
to.
ride, though.
The worst thing the doctor could have told him was that he was healthy. Because as soon as he got the news that his organs were functioning, he's like, oh, great,
You have
party.
to just always tell this guy he's dying.
Well,
You have to tell him he's
It
dying.
was just going to be a weekend celebration, but that weekend celebration's lasted all of November.
It's still going. This is Rumspringa.
18 days.
No, I'm still exercising,
Yeah.
but I am. I'm just not doing like I was doing.
You ate a sack of trail mix.
I ate a sack.
That's like what you would feed like 3 horses.
That's an army man's sack of trail mix. That's a Civil War bag.
It's tough. You know, I got I'm a binger. I eat a lot of food, and I have that fat kid mentality still. And I just know there are just foods that you can't do, and you can't trick yourself into. And trail mix, those kind of things are one of those gateway. They're actually worse than eating a piece of cake.
I agree.
Because you will get it because you're like, this is kind of healthy. This is cheating for a healthy person. But then if you got fat kid mentality, which I do, you house the entire thing. And there's nothing diet about it when you just down 2,500 calories in a small amount, and it doesn't feel like you're eating much.
No.
And you actually could eat 2,500 calories and still be hungry. You're like, how?
Bitch, that's why I ordered Tijuana Flats.
Right.
Wait, what did you get from the Tijuana?
Oh my gosh, just a smorgasbord. I basically ordered for a family.
I know you got that wet burrito.
I get it all wet.
Ooh,
You
it's
know I
so
like that.
good.
You like that wab?
You know I love that wab, that wet ass burrito. I like it all wet,
Wab.
Virginia. I'm a wet.
Wow.
So gushy.
Oh, I just love it gushy. I love it mushy.
Yeah.
Oh man, you're getting me go. It's Wednesday. We got some vacay coming up. Fuck it, we're throwing some caution to the wind today.
You're not gonna. Are you just gonna let it go for Thanksgiving? Not really think about it. Have some fun. Thanksgiving week. How's that? How do you treat that?
I need to balance out. I just need to not snack as much as I'm snacking. I'm exercising and doing
Okay.
all that, and I like to have some beers or some drinks sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
In the evening is when I like to do it. That's when you're winding down a little bit. I want to pick up the 6 string, play some music, and then chill out. I don't know what to fucking tell people.
You don't got to tell people nothing.
You're right. Ain't no one
Yeah.
keeping tabs on me.
You got one thing to answer to, and that's Chewy.
You're right.
That's it.
That's why you married people you guys stay in line. You have someone on your ass. I got
Yeah.
no one on my ass, man.
It's a dangerous place.
It
When you have
does.
no one on your ass checking you, that's when you get in trouble.
It's a dangerous place.
I would be a pirate if I didn't have Panda.
Most of the
Yeah.
time I'm good, but I go on these like we're talking these little rum springers. I'm not doing anything bad, but I'm drinking a little bit more. I'm eating fucking trail mix on the reg. I beat my record. I ate the Publix trail mix in under 9 minutes. I can always tell because I usually eat my trail mix and watch
Strong.
The Office together.
We're so proud.
No, I'm a fucking animal.
Yep. That's it. I got a few emails here. North Palm John has a thought about the Stormtrooper somebody dropped off for you. You talked about how the stalker had given you that delicious pizza.
I'm listening, NPBJ.
He said, what if that Stormtrooper that somebody left at your front gate is actually just a Trojan horse?
Oh my gosh, it's got a listening device in it.
Yeah, or like maybe a little video camera in there, audio too. They could be watching and listening your every move.
Did you put it inside or
No.
is it outside?
It's outside. I to be quite honest with you, I inspected from the toes to the crotch to the eyes to make sure there's no cameras in there. I was very...
Did you linger on the butthole?
Stormtrooper's got a nice pooper.
Okay.
Hashtag Stormtrooper pooper.
Trooper pooper.
Trooper pooper. Hashtag that.
It's hard to
Okay.
say.
Hashtag Stormtrooper pooper. It's very hard.
Does not roll off the drunk lips.
Well, I feel like Trooper pooper, it could be any trooper.
That's a state trooper.
That's a state, yeah.
And a lot of times those guys do have nice butts.
I think of them, the state trooper
Yeah,
pooper.
yeah.
State trooper
Oh, yeah,
pooper.
yeah.
They ain't playing.
They got that flat top, and they ain't got that flat ass.
I got an email here from Blake. let me see. I'm going to say that one for later because I got a beer one here that somebody wants me to read.
Okay.
This one is from Astra. Said, I know Kevin is strict with his diet and all, but does he enjoy craft beer once in a while? Oh, yes, I do.
You had one with us the other day.
You did.
Yeah,
Which
did.
made me feel safe and secure, by the way.
Well, that was my one thing. I'm like, I have my diet on point, so I'm going to drink whatever craft beer I want. And that I lived that way for a while, and it started to catch up with me. And that's the thing. When you're just slowly packing on fat, you don't realize it.
That's what I'm afraid of right now.
Yeah,
November, I'm slowly packing on. I can't see it right now.
Yeah.
But like on the 28th of November, bam, I'm going to wake up. I'm going to be fat as fuck again.
You don't recognize how much you're expanding until you see a photo from when you were thinner to then when you've packed it on. You're like, oh my gosh, wow.
You about to be that butterball for Thanksgiving.
I don't want to bring back them COVID titties. I do not want my COVID titties back.
Yeah, so I still love craft beer just as much, but I really try to limit to just a few a week. It's a big old treat for me. It's like having a piece of cake, which is what it is.
Today, because I have like 9 boxes of these at my place.
Yeah.
I'll go 4 deep today.
The Lagunitas something?
Well, they're like 200 plus, I think, on cows.
2.5.
Yeah, something like that.
250.
And then
so if you have 2, you're at 500.
Clearly,
that's lunch.
Well, and then I got to go on that trail mix run around 6 tonight.
Yeah.
You know that's happening.
Yeah.
I got to hit the trail.
Well, I'm a weak man. I'm not going to drunk dial anybody, but I'm going to drunk eat some trail mix.
Since I am in Texas and Shiner is very popular here, but I don't like Shiner much. Yeah, that's a fantastic beer.
I do like it.
Yeah, and they sell that. I think they have that at the ballpark at the Palm Beaches, I think.
They got an amber one.
Yeah.
They got a few. I'm a fan.
They had that at AT&T Stadium when I went there for a football game. That's where the Cowboys play, and I got shitty on Shiner. And it goes down so smooth. And next thing I knew, I had a stack of like 10 cups in front of me. I'm like, oh, crap. Yeah.
Shitty on Shiner sounds like an event. Where you going? I'm going to Shitty on Shiner.
Yeah, I just kept getting them. I'm like, this beer's so good. I kept drinking it. I found this beer by accident in a liquor store. Won't be found in Publix or Walmart, FYI. And I love it. I have a feeling if you give it a try, you might like it too. If you do, share your thoughts. It is the Brooklyn Lager. And it is good. It's one of my favorite. I'm not typically a lager guy. It's a brown lager, and it is very good. Even if you're not necessarily a lager guy, I think you'd like it. It's a smooth beer, very delicious.
I like lager, but I kind of feel like lager gives you a little WD.
Wet dick?
Whiskey dick. Oh. Where it stays hard, it ain't going to finish.
Who are you with?
I'm just saying lager in general.
He's just yanking his pud.
Well, there's certain alcohols I think affect the chemistry differently. And if it can affect your brain, it can affect your peen.
Interesting.
Very. There's not any alcohol that affects your cooter?
A little bit. Most alcohol makes you hornier in the beginning, but then there's a certain point of diminishing returns for me.
Is there an alcohol that dries you? Like it doesn't, like it dehydrates you. Not down there. Oh man,
I'm not talking with you about my WAP. I'm just not going
WAP,
there.
Yeah.
It sounds like
he wants a conversation.
It sounds like it's a DAP. I don't know. I'm saying when you get dehydrated, that changes your whole chemistry of your body.
So Virginia doesn't get dehydrated. That's one thing that I don't do. I hydrate probably to the extreme. I'm always drinking water or coconut water or some bullshit to hydrate me because...
So you're always pissing.
I'm always pissing. And I've noticed it as you age, your skin gets drier. So if you get dehydrated to where you're really thirsty, your skin looks like dry and ashy.
Wow, this convo is making me... so horny.
I'm trying to keep that wet ass skin.
Wet-ass skin.
You're actually,
the was?
Pussy included.
You're actually giving me nausea.
Sorry. I don't get dehydrated.
Okay.
Even if I go out drinking, I immediately wake up and chug coconut water like a mad woman. I buy it by the case. I don't fuck around.
Okay, we get it. hydrated, Henrietta.
She's hydrated.
Yeah, my gosh. Fucking bragger of hydration. No one wants to hear that shit.
And then
I'm a lubed up bitch.
I mean, talk about use your antibodies and your fucking lubrication. It's a little much.
You could use a little moisture over there. You dry dick.
Oh, dry dick or dry face? My dick is not dry. My face is dry. My dick
Why
ain't
is
dry.
your dick wet?
yeah.
It's moisturized.
So you moisturize that, but,
Cocoa
but not your
butter?
face?
I moisturize my face. I don't know what to tell people. I got fucking crow's feet. I got crypt keeper face. I don't know what to tell you. This is what happens when you age and you drink at an alarming rate.
Now we're getting somewhere. Somebody texted and said, how's Panda feel about the way that Jaybird asked V sexual-oriented questions? Does he ever get upset?
No.
Okay.
Well, because I'm not really, because he
No.
knows I'm not trying to bang Virginia.
No, they're actually friends, and yeah, we're all good.
We all have an understanding. We can ask.
We're kidding.
I would never ask Virginia something that I would honestly think she would be uncomfortable with, and vice versa.
And it would take a lot to offend me. I
Yeah.
like pretending like I'm offended. Like, oh,
Well, have you heard some of the fucking shit she's asked me? Are you kidding
True.
me?
Yeah.
I just asked you if your dick was wet.
Exactly. I got that wet ass penis. Or that wad ass dick.
You got a wad dick.
Wad doesn't sound hot.
No.
I got that wad, baby. Wet ass dick.
That means it's drippy.
Oh, yeah. I gotta go to the clinic.
I got that faucet dick.
You need a shot for that.
You two, gentlemen,
Drip,
you don't
drip,
want FD.
FD is bad.
No. Got anonymous question here for Jaybird or Denny. Says, I'm a very anxious person and it messes with my ability to eat and put on weight. Is that something that would qualify me for a medical marijuana card? Any ideas on if
Yes.
that's the right way to go?
Absolutely.
Any kind of eating or weight loss or appetite.
Nervosa.
Any of that stuff. Even sleeping stuff. All
Yeah.
of that falls under the guidelines of you can get your smoke on.
I think anybody can go in there and say, I've got, a hangnail. And they'll figure a way to make
Exactly.
pot. That's what happens when you make it legal medically. The medical community that sells the pot is going to make sure if you go in there to buy it,
They'll find a way.
your ass can get it.
Basically, the feds aren't trying to give you the pot card. They want to give it to you.
Right.
Just
Everybody's on your team to
Yeah.
get the pot. You're
And-
not going to have to go in there and testify.
Well, I understand that feeling. When I was in Oregon, going into a legal pot place, you still buy it, you still have your stuff, but you're afraid someone's about to tackle you as you're leaving and tase you. All right, motherfucker, hands down, bitch. Oh, shit, because of pot. Because of all the,
I think it's hands up.
I was going to say.
No cops yell hands down. They all yell hands up.
Hands down.
Put your hands in your pockets. Put your hands in
Put your
your
hands in your
pockets.
pockets where I can't see them.
I'm not that good at radio, dog. I don't know what to tell you.
Hands
I'm
down.
not getting any better.
Run. Cop yells run.
Now's your chance. If you're going to get away, do it now. I'm going to tie my shoe.
I'm fat. Run.
I would be the worst cop ever.
There's some occupations that you just know you weren't cut out for.
That would be, I would be the worst.
Yeah, it's a different mindset.
So anyway, I just want to be more relaxed and be able to eat without the constant anxiety. It sounds like that might be a good way to go.
Yeah, go in there and just tell them exactly what you told us. Have no shame in your game. It's real, it's legit, and you deserve to feel better and live better.
I'm not sure if you're a regular pot smoker. If you're not, just go ahead and try different strands because some do hit you differently. There's a weed strands that hit me that are anxiety inducing. So depending on what your makeup is, you may want to just,
Tell them everything at the pot store. They'll be able to steer you.
plot and pot is
Plot and
is
pot.
what they say in the
Okay.
business. No one says that.
Laura.
Hands down.
Put them in your pockets.
No one says that. You say a lot of things no one says.
The front of the shirt is hands down, ... and then the back, put them in your pocket. That's the T-shirt.
This email says, when you guys are talking about zombie animals, what would be the worst thing other than zombie humans? To have an animal zombified to come back and come at you? Laura said, I can't believe you guys didn't say mosquitoes.
Oh, that's a good one.
Can you imagine no spray, no zapper, no swatter would work on those little bastards that just keep coming at you?
Horrifying.
I'm one of those people where the off doesn't work. You could douse me an off, and the mosquito is gonna lick it off.
Really?
Yeah, man. And I can't also get jelly lice.
What?
Not jelly lice.
What?
Sea lice.
Sea lice.
Jellyfish and sea lice had a baby.
Jelly
It's
lice.
called jelly lice.
Jelly lice. People think I'm so stupid. I swear I'm not that dumb.
I'm not as dumb as I'm trying to prove I am.
Dog.
I'm sorry.
What the fuck, man?
Hands down.
Put them in your pockets.
I would love to hear a cop go, hands down, motherfucker!
Hands down. Put them where I can't see them.
Put those bitches in your pocket!
Definitely reach under your car seat.
Hands under your car seat now, motherfucker. That'd be a great cop show.
That'd be a great
the cops
show.
just can't get it right.
He's opposite cop. He
Imagine if Jaybird were a cop, though, I could see him running into a bank, be like, all right,
Hands down, motherfucker!
He's op
hands
cop.
down, put them in your pocket.
All right, don't get too quippy over there. Then it becomes insulting.
I'm gonna think
Can you
about that
imagine his
all
partner be
day.
looking at him, be like, what?
What, hands down?
Hands down.
What did you just say? What did you just tell him to do?
You gotta do it with authority, though. Like, hands down, motherfucker!
Your partner, man. What?
Wait, what?
Can you imagine when he goes back to the chief vehicle and, dude, you got to get me another partner.
This guy is
This guy's going to
rogue.
get me killed. I mean, he's giving all the bad guys ideas. Couldn't do it. We got this on the Tuesday After the Show podcast. You guys mentioned instead of Christmas parties that companies should give bonuses instead.
There you go.
I absolutely agreed, and I said out loud at the 2018 Christmas party for my firm, the boss said into the microphone, "Hey guys, isn't this a great party?" Unfortunately, I yelled back in front of a few hundred employees after a few shots of tequila, "I'd rather have a bonus."
Oh.
When I thought everybody was clapping, they weren't clapping. I think that was the last time they had an open bar and the last time we were giving tickets for drinks.
that drunk confidence can really bring it down.
Hey, I'd much rather have a bonus.
But you know what? That guy is right. People would much rather have a bonus, and I'm sorry that the boss doesn't want to hear that.
Yeah.
But it is true, especially when people are trying to figure out how they're going to buy gifts for their kids because they took a pay cut or they haven't worked in months.
Yeah.
People would much rather have a bonus. And it's not the year to have a fucking party anyway.
Oh, come on.
If anybody has a party, they're irresponsible.
I want to have a party.
Well, we can have a party just us because we're together
boy.
every day.
What a fucking hoot. Oh, boy. Oh. Who's the hot girl coming to the party? Oh, it's Virginia. Sweet.
Was that the sound of your dick getting hard and then getting soft?
And then it broke.
It did. I'm glad you got that.
Like a spring on an old chair.
Just shot off to
I'm
the
going
side.
having a party, chicks. It's just Virginia.
Just fizzled.
It fizzled.
What are you going to do? Let me see. A question here from Tony in the Pizzle. He said, I hear you guys talking about how Kevin never gets laid, but I never really heard why. What the hell's going on? We got to get my man some action.
Oh, boy. This has got to be a newbie in the show.
Yeah, it's something we've talked about before. But you know what? Maybe we'll get the queen on. Maybe we can do an in-depth little relationship chat with her.
Oh my gosh, please.
Yeah.
Please.
Those always do so well.
The queen, she moves the needle.
People
Yeah.
call me afterwards. They're like, "Oh my God, that was amazing."
Can you
She's fascinating.
Can you at least answer this for the press?
Yeah.
Has the Kevin Ralston got laid in 2020?
No, it's been a long time. We kind of got a hiatus on I think all the relations.
Although I'm not shocked, I'm still saddened.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be an interesting conversation. We don't really ever talk about it much. to be
Well,
honest
you
with
should.
Is it at a point now where it's so kind of just forgotten about that it's not even in your
Well, I mean, the thing that a lot of people don't get is she's just not, she doesn't come from a family that's touchy, huggy, any of that stuff. And so, I'll kind of go over and just give a little something, a touch, whatever, and it's just like.
What
it's
happens?
Like nothing. Like you ever get body language is like, don't talk. There's just nothing there. Like when you get something going on with somebody, you'll get like a little bit of a touch and you get a little something back and then it's
playful at first.
And then it elevates. Yeah, you don't get that. Then it's just once you try a couple moves and it's just like it's icy cold, it's just like, all right.
Do you feel like there's nothing there or do you feel like there's actual disgust there?
There's just nothing there, and I don't know if it's disgust or if it's just no interest or just doesn't know how. Like I said, she's not from a touchy, lovey family, and there might be, some kind of dysfunction. I think that, when we used to hit it, there was a lot of alcohol involved, and so that would break down her inhibitions a little bit more.
So is that not going on right now with her? No alcohol?
No, she's not drinking at all. She hasn't drank since, I think right around the time the pandemic hit. So she's going on like 8-9 months and she hadn't even had a drop of booze.
But she seems like she's streaky. Sometimes she'll go on a run where she's not drinking, then she'll like loosen up a little bit and have some wine or something.
Yeah, well, and the thing for her, I think a lot of times is that she also has one of those personalities, an all or nothing. And it's really tough for her to balance because a lot of times it's I can't have any or I'm going to have too much and do something that I'm going to regret with my behavior.
The extreme. It is tough.
Right.
If you do battle that where you don't know that middle ground. I suffer from that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you could tell.
I've overcome it though.
Yeah.
There's a certain point where you're like, yeah, I'll probably do something stupid, but it's not stopping me.
But again, though, you're married. I ain't got no one to answer to. There's the difference.
Sure, yeah. Absolutely.
Well, here's the deal. It's not going to hurt for you to talk about it.
Yeah.
Because where are you now? You're not getting any now. So if you talk about not getting any, maybe it'll help.
Oh, Rachel Lee K in the chat room's got an interesting suggestion. She says, Molly her drink.
I don't hate that.
Oh, my God. Fucking animals in the chat room. My God.
I believe that still counts as rape.
Oh, that's a very big crime.
You tell her you're giving her a Molly. I don't believe in drugging her, but tell her, hey.
I have to get on video and be like, hey, just so you know, I'm going to be drugging you.
Yes.
To have sex with you so you can loosen up a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I'm sure Twitter will be real cool with that.
Yeah.
I don't hate it.
Hey, I'm sure she'd be cool. Hey, Queen, I'm going to put some Molly in your drink. Fuck you, Kevin.
Yeah. Somebody said, yeah, Kev, you really need to address that with the Queen because there's obviously underlying reasons for that, something you guys should be talking about. Yeah, I agree. I think it's not easy having that conversation. We tried therapy before, and I don't think she's a big fan of it.
Because you have to face it, and she doesn't want to face it.
Right, and so she's been resistant to doing that. And so all the simple solutions that people throw out, I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, that's good.
Make her a dinner, Kevin.
Yeah, I tried it.
Make her a dinner.
That's what I'm saying. People always think they know. I gave up in 2006 about, hey, Kevin, try this.
Yeah.
Make her a flavored meal.
It ain't going to work.
There's nothing you can suggest that hasn't been tried or talked about, and she's not great at expressing her feelings either. She's not that kind of person, and I don't know. I kind of get that a little bit because I come from a closed.
You thought you were closed until you met her,
right? And she's even more. And I don't know if it has to do with our upbringings, our families, or just where we're from. We're the Midwest mindset, and there is a little bit of a different mindset if you kind of grow up around there where they don't really talk. Well, at least the era I grew up in too, discussing feelings, pain, all those kind of things. You swallowed all that and you never let it out.
It's weird because I know exactly what you're talking about. Just seeing my family on Rhode Island side and then my family up in the Pennsylvania area. The Pennsylvania area people are a lot more buttoned up with their feelings.
Yeah.
They don't like what you're talking about. For some families, it's really hard for them to talk about how they feel, even to say I love you or I'm sorry.
Right.
Those kind of, those heart moments, they have a tough time doing it. I've seen it.
Yeah. So I think you got all that kind of stuff that comes down to it.
And then you got Rhode Island fucks. Oh, everything is just feelings. It's like,
Too many feelings.
Can we balance the two here?
Yeah, and so, we can probably talk about it, but I do know because we've had the Queen on and talked about it before. And what's interesting is she'll come at it from an angle that I completely disagree with. And I'm like, I'm not seeing it that way at all. And so we often have that. And that's why having a therapist was good, because we could sit down and be like going, yeah, she's saying it's this or it's that. I'm like, that's not it. But
and people even in the chat room go, what if it's menopausal issues? This has been way before menopause, all of that stuff.
No, I think it has to do with a lot of that stuff.
We've been making jokes about you not getting laid since I've been on the show, 16 years.
I think that's all part of it. And I think, too, if I had to guess, I think the Queen, too, I think she keeps a scorecard. She always has that. And that's something that I would tell her I think that she needs to get over. I think she has 20 years of resentment built up against me. And even the smallest little things. And I don't think I'm that much of a fuckface.
You're not.
And I think even the smallest little things, and it's kind of stacked up. And I think it's built a wall of resentment. And so we can hang out and be friends. And that's my own thoughts. Just, internalizing it, thinking about it.
That hurts my heart.
Yeah, I think she can't get past that.
I hate hearing that. That hurts my enlarged child mixed heart.
But that's just my own thought. But, if we had a therapist that could sit down, I would throw that out as my suggestion.
I mean, that would be the way to do it if you had a therapist come in here and you guys work it out with the therapist instead of me and fuckface over here, because you don't want me and
fuckface. Go ahead, say it again. But here's the thing about fuckface. Fuckface knows it has had family members that do not believe in therapy, who need therapy. Need someone that really sits down and guides them. And if their heart's not into it and they don't want to do therapy, then you're shit out of luck. And you always bring up therapy, and I think you think I'm trying to fight with you. I believe in therapy, but I also believe a lot of people don't, and you're not going to drag them to it. They're just not.
Yeah, and I think sometimes, when we had done it before, because we had done some therapy sessions years ago, I think there were some things that maybe she got checked on a little bit that she just didn't like this. I don't like coming in here and having somebody kind of
exactly.
No one's going to tell me how to live.
Yeah, and I think
that's what therapy is.
Right.
Well, that's why it doesn't work for everybody.
Like somebody checking me saying, hey, you're doing this and this is destructive. And it's like, don't tell me what's destructive.
Yeah, we that happened not only to our show. We did a therapy session with our show back in the day, and nothing came out of it because it just was fucked. And that happened with my family. We did family therapy, and by the end, the therapist is like, I don't fucking know. If I want
that can happen. You can really do
crazy.
therapy, and you can, at the end of it, it's just like, sorry, it's not waving a magic wand, and you always come out of it skipping and happy.
The effort needs to be there. And, when we did family therapy, the therapist threw his hands in the air because there was one person that wasn't willing to play nice with all the other people, and that person's not here anymore. But the therapy did shine a spotlight on that. And then, even though in that moment it didn't fix it, it became glaringly obvious what the problem was. And I think that's good. Even if you walk away from therapy going, this person's digging their heels in and they're not being nice and they're not trying to fix it, it still makes it clear to everybody involved what the problem is and who the problem is.
Well, the other thing, too, is people think they just sign up with a therapist and it's gonna they're gonna give me enlightenment. I'm gonna get that's a relationship too. You can get a therapist that you're just not jiving with, and they're shitty everything. There's shitty therapists out there. Believe me, I have seen them. So when I say make sure you're just trying different other avenues in the therapy world, I think that's a good thing. If it's not clicking in the beginning, that's all I'm saying.
That'd probably be the good step for us, but she's not open to that. So
well, then you're fucked.
Yeah. So it's just we go on and live life. Have a good time together. We're great companions, and
but that hurts.
We co-parent.
It hurts my heart to hear that. You think that it's like 20 years of resentment of small shit you've done that you should be over.
That's my own thought, and it could be way off.
But that's
mark.
Insightful.
No,
though.
it's probably on target because you're living it every day, and she might not admit it, but perception is reality, and that's your reality.
I would honestly trust your gauge on that over anything that I've heard all day today.
Yeah,
because you're in it.
And I think too. to, I don't think she knows how to really express that. I think even if it was inside of her and she wanted to, some people are just, it's hard for them to express affection. It's just not something that when you didn't grow up with that and your family wasn't expressive and you were just like, okay, you know, there are things that she does that I know that she cares because she's very much a gift and doing things for you oriented person. And that's how I know that, you know, there's love there in the relationship and in the marriage because she does things. She has ways of showing it. Her being affectionate, you know, knocking out little blow piece, things like that. Those aren't the kind of things that you're going to get out of my wife to find out that she loves you. You just are like, but by her doing that, I could tell somebody else they wouldn't even get it. I'd be going, that means she really likes you.
How important is it? Break it all down. If someone said, all right, Kev, how important is affection to you? I'm not saying you have to be, you know, slobbered on all the time, but is affection a little snuggle here, a hand held there? Is that important to you, or is that not a big deal for you?
I like it, but keep in mind, I came from an area and a family too that affection wasn't, you know, everything was very understated.
So it's not a love language for you.
Yeah, it's not at the priority. It's not the tops. To me, enjoying each other, having great conversation, laughing, liking being around people, that thing ain't happening.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that's something you would like.
I would like that. But yeah, so, you know, for me, if that were number one, we'd have a massive problem. But it's not. I'd obviously love to have it. But
because you're a man, damn it.
To me, the things that I think about being good companions, enjoying each other's company, being good parents together, and having our kids' lives functional, good, and on track, you know, those kind of things are more important to me. And those things are, you can check the boxes off on those.
The one thing I've got out of this whole conversation is how important blow pieces are.
They're fun if you can get them. And if somebody's out there getting them, don't take it for granted, y'all.
Don't ever take it for granted.
I need a shirt that says, don't take head for granted.
Enjoy every blowjob.
And then on the back of that shirt, just a big unhappy smile face crying.
So there you go. So hopefully that, in a long-winded way, answers your question. That's why you shouldn't ask Tony.
It got deep and wide.
No, it needs to get deep every now and then. It's good. I learned some shit.
So we might do it. She was talking about that. You know, she was like, oh, maybe it'd be fun if we did something either on like Facebook or because her schedule, that's the only thing about working her into getting in the studio. But I was like, I don't know. You open that can of worms. You don't know where we might get.
Would she talk about sex on a Facebook Live?
I think so. Yeah.
Dude,
that's fascinating.
She discussed it. Yeah, she actually brought up the idea. I was like, okay.
She brought it up?
Oh, she brought it up. She's like, do you think that would be entertaining to do that? And people could ask us questions. We could answer. I'm like, yeah, but I'm like, you're going to have some people probably will ask things and say things you're not going to like. See.
Let me know if you need a host for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and Fuckface are available.
I am ready.
I think you should get a therapist to host it, and I don't know who that person would be.
Virginia's giving you terrible advice. You're throwing the kitchen sink at the queen. You can't throw too much at her. Do the Facebook Live with just you and her. Make it comfortable. Fucking send Nikki over here. Now there's a therapist involved.
Well, I mean, have nobody involved or a therapist. I don't think me and Fuckface are the way to go. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
I would double down on bringing Fuckface in.
Okay.
But that's Fuckface talking. So
Fuckface just likes to be included.
Yeah.
But I think she wouldn't be as comfortable if Jay Bird and I were around.
You're right.
Well, yeah, I think if she were doing, if we had, we'd probably take like maybe 10 to 20 questions. And probably what, we could do with that is that would give us audio to play on the show.
Yeah.
And then we could have a therapist in later. But I think probably the most comfortable way would be for her and I to answer people's questions on a Facebook Live about what's going on in the marriage.
I love it.
But can I throw this out there, though? If you do it, though, you got to bring the heat. It can't be vanilla. It can't be, do you guys fight about towel? You got to delve into
yeah,
it.
I wouldn't want to talk about that.
You should have people
I'm not interested in that.
Submit questions ahead of time.
Yes.
And then you go through the stack and you know what's going to be juicy radio. Mm-hmm. You pull out 15 amazing questions and then just get into it.
Oh, Bird's tuning into that shit.
And I would tell her, like I said, is I would tell her, be like, I think that you carry around, and I just know you, I think that you carry around resentment towards me that you just can't let go of. Because she always will bring up stuff. She'll, in a joking way, like she'll joke of, Like, oh, I can't let Kevin drive because he runs into buses. I'm like, that was 5 years ago now. You know?
And it was an accident.
Right. It was.
I didn't purposely run into a bus.
But now because of that, I'm the world's worst driver. I can't drive at all. And it's like, you can't shake that. And so I just see how she is. When that switch flips for her, then it's really hard to flip it back the other way. In fact, I don't know of many times that it's flipped back the other way. And it doesn't take a lot to flip it to that side. And
then you're just done.
And I don't think she probably wouldn't acknowledge it. I don't think she'd agree with me. I think she'd be like, you're wrong. Like, that's not it. But
because that switch is flipped too.
But that's one of those things I would insist on it, even with a therapist. I'd be going, she's saying she doesn't.
Well, you know why she's going to resist that is because to hold you accountable of all those little things for 20 years, it's it's not cool to do.
Yeah.
And when she hears that out loud, she might ruffle her feathers and be like, no, that's not true. Kevin's wrong. Although it may be true.
Right.
The truth might be hard for her to hear.
I think
and
that's
that's
it.
why those feathers come out and everything, fuck that.
That's what I've observed from previous therapy sessions, and I think that's why we don't do it anymore.
Married couples make each other mad all the time.
Yeah.
You're going to do things stupid that your partner's going to be upset about. But the problem is you're holding on to stuff from 5-10 years ago. Like, if you want to have a successful marriage, you got to want to be happy and want to forgive.
I think she has a hard time letting things go. And so that's one thing that I think she knows that a little bit and is trying a little bit to work on that, but it's still maybe at the D level. Where, in a marriage, you need to be crushing A's on forgiveness and being able to put things aside.
It's hard to do, but you've got to make an extra effort to do it, not an extra effort to not do it.
Yeah.
But the other thing too is sometimes people don't react well when you call them out on stuff,
right?
And it embarrasses them. Then you see a defensive mechanism go down.
Right, that's a tough thing, yeah.
And if you're not going to change yet, you're going to get that defensive mechanism, and then you're just fucking butting heads. And one has to make an adjustment.
That's why it's a very sensitive dance, because immediately you can put somebody quickly in that defensive mode.
That's exactly how my mom was.
And the wall's up,
well, maybe,
and you don't get any kind of progress.
Maybe you start by saying that. Maybe you try to get those walls down before they go up and say, look, I know some of these things are going to make your initial reaction tend to be defensive, but don't do that to yourself on this Facebook Live because you don't want to look bad.
I love Kevin.
She doesn't want to look bad.
I love Kevin giving you the Virginia.
But I know your wife, and she doesn't want to look bad.
Yeah,
that's very important to her.
That's why I think
you're helping her.
She'll spin it, try to make it fun and lighthearted, but then that's where she'll say things like, "Kev does this," and I'm like, I don't do that. I'm like, that's not true.
I'm not kidding you.
That's where we get where, I'm just like, that's not even close to true. But you can't fight with it. You're just like, all right.
It's the same exact personality as my mother. The same exact personality.
Yeah.
You could have fun and you get called out, but as soon as you start calling out the things that are legit making the situation the way it is, then you're fucking crazy and the world is wrong.
Right. Yeah. So we'll see. It's something we're kicking around a little bit. Maybe we'll bring it all out, or maybe we'll just keep it all repressed like we have for years. So.
You need to get those studio mics so the audio is broadcast quality, because I definitely want to snippet that thing and milk it.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be a lot of great audio from that.
Yeah, let's milk all of your heartache. Let's get it all audible.
Have it broadcast quality, good mics.
I think what we'll get a lot of her bringing out things that I do and this and that, and ha ha ha. And I'm not going to fight. I'm going to be like,
well, then you'll
I disagree, but
you'll lightly bring up something deep and realize you're not getting the reaction that, and then you're like, I'm punting on it.
Okay, all right.
So maybe I shouldn't do this.
What if she has a beer while she's doing it? Will that help?
She's not drinking it all.
I know, but I mean,
Virginia, I love how. Never mind. She's not going to do it.
Fuck you. Maybe she will.
I'm the guy in the turkey outfit with more sense over here.
You don't know.
The fucking drunk guy in a turkey outfit's making more sense.
It's going to be Thanksgiving. Oh, she's going to be on vacation. Maybe she will have a beer. You don't know.
Motherfucker just told us she hasn't drank since.
Hey, look, everybody finally gets sick of not drinking. His wife likes to drink. She'll eventually be back.
No, you're right. I'm sure she'll drink. The first time she drinks is when she'll do a live podcast about her marriage. Yeah. Good call.
So we'll see.
Oh, fuck you. stupid ass turkey.
Jerky turkey is here.
Jerky
Jerky
turkey.
A wet turkey dick.
Hit your
Yeah.
buttons.
Hands down, motherfucker.
All right, y'all. Thank you for your emails. Mail at kvjshow.com. You guys have a great one. We'll talk to you later. Goodbye.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.